Hi guys, Top Pops here, and today we're going to be going through my top 10 list of Funko Pops that I think should be more expensive. So let's get started. Alright, so I made this list today, and I've gone through this list about, I want to say maybe 20 times of me just like switching figures and like changing them out, making the list different numbers. I mean, here's the thing, they're just 10, they're not in any order. This is just the 10 that I found that I think should be worth more. I've got them all like right here, so you guys can't see them, but I can see them all. And these ones here are stuff that I feel like when looking at the price, it should be more expensive, or I feel like it will go up in price. It's one or the other, because both of these things both go hand in hand here. Like, I mean, I feel like this one should go up in price, the number one here, or, you know, it should be worth more. But they're kind of the same thing here. They're kind of interchangeable in my sense here. So I've got 10 here. I want to go through, and I guess we'll just get started with the first one. All right, guys, so the first one that we have here is Stanley. Now, I actually have the Funko app opened up here on my computer where I can kind of go through every single figure that's been made for Stanley, because there are some that I do want to mention here, because this one is only worth $6. Now, I'm putting this one on the list because it is the cheapest Stanley Funko Pop. And you guys can see here, this is the patina version of him. I love this figure. This was the first one they made for the Icons line of Stanley. Every other one for Stanley has been for the Marvel line, or the, I believe they did a Pop Stan Lee line for a little while there as well. That was before they did all of the ones with him with his shirt ripped open like this, and it would say different things like Nuff Said, Fan Expo. There was a San Diego Comic-Con one, and all of those ones, I think the cheapest one from looking around here is $50. So all of these here, with those ones being like $50 and above, and then this one being down to $6. I know this is a more recent figure. This one only came out in 2019, so just last year. The rest of those ones came out, I believe it was like 2016 to 2017, maybe 2018 is the latest one. I'm not exactly sure on those ones, but I feel like this one will get more expensive in the future. This one is one of those ones that they created after he had passed away to kind of commemorate him. And this even went to the Hero Initiative, helping comic creators in need. So they actually donated it in honor of Pop Icons to the Hero Initiative. And then if you guys want to learn more about the Hero Initiative and its missions to help comic creators in need, please visit www.heroinitiative.org. So this one also went to a great cause, which I think was amazing that Funko did this. They did not have to do this at all. But this is one kind of like commemorating Stanley after he passed away. So I feel like because of that, and Stanley being such an amazing person and had such an impact on so many people's lives, I feel like this one will get more expensive eventually, because I go to the store, I don't see this one anymore. You know, you used to see this one a lot more when it had first came out. Even then, it was kind of hard to find them. Same with like some of the other icons like Colonel Sanders and stuff like that. Those ones really flew off shelves quickly. So even though they made a lot of these, I feel like it's going to be hard to find these in a couple years, and this one will probably get expensive. This next one that I've got here is actually one very similar to Stanley, where a donation was made on the behalf of this Funko Pop, but this is the Make-A-Wish Freddy. This is probably one of my favorite Freddy Funkos that I have in the collection, because it did go to such a great cause. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they donated the proceeds from this figure, the entire proceeds from this figure, to Make-A-Wish. So I think it was something like $50,000, if I'm not mistaken. It was a crazy amount, and it's really awesome that Funko actually did this. But yeah, it's similar to the Superhero Freddy, but they put the Make-A-Wish logo on there, limited to 5,000 pieces, and this one was on the Funko Shop, sold out in under, like, I want to say 3 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that, and this one's only worth $31. And I mean, the main part of this figure here was to raise money for Make-A-Wish, but I still think this one should be worth more. $30 for a figure limited to 5,000 pieces that sold out very quickly and hasn't gone back in stock. A good example of this is the Ace the Bat Hound. Now, I actually want to check that right there, because this one is limited to a very low number as well. Ace the Bat Hound, if I can find him, I'll let you know. Hold on. Okay, so Ace the Bat Hound is worth $95, and it was limited to 3,000. So it's a little bit less, but this is a good example of something that went up in price because it was limited on the Funko Shop. This one here was limited to 5,000, sold out in about the same time that Ace the Bat Hound did. So I don't know why this one hasn't got more expensive. I think it used to be worth like maybe $50 to $60 when it had first come out, but I feel like in a couple years, this one could really shoot up, because people will be like, do you remember the Make-A-Wish Freddy that they made? And then people will be like, oh yeah, we should pick one up. It's worth $30 now. I feel like it'll be worth maybe $50 to $60 later on. I'm not sure. All right, so this next one that I have here is actually Michigan J. Frog from the Looney Tunes. Now, this one here is worth $19. And the only other one that's cheaper than this one, I didn't put it on the list because I don't have it, but it is the Playboy Penguin, where the one that was shared with Entertainment Earth is worth $8, and then the exclusive one to San Diego Comic-Con is $19. So both of these two here aren't worth very much, and every single other Looney Tunes character is worth more than this. There are some obscure ones, so you guys might be thinking, you know, Michigan J. Frog is kind of an obscure character in the Looney Tunes line. Well, Gossamer is worth $28, which is more than $19. We also have some other ones on here as well. I know Speedy Gonzales isn't as obscure, but he's not one of the main characters, that's for sure. He's worth $130. There are so many other ones, guys. Even the Duck Dodgers is worth $26. Stuff like that. The Sylvester and Tweety Bird are worth $21. Gremlin, for some reason, I didn't even know that character was a Looney Tunes character. It's worth $35. So guys, literally every single other character in the Looney Tunes line is worth more than this one and Playboy Penguin. So I feel like if you want to collect the Looney Tunes line and you don't have this one yet, I would totally pick this one up because it's just one of those ones that I could totally see going up to like maybe $60, $70 in a couple years, and you know, you'll need it for your set, but then have to pay way more for it than like 19 bucks. This figure here is kind of the reason I wanted to make this video. This is the purple Hair Bear. This one was limited to 750 pieces, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. You could only get it at the convention, and for some reason, this one just isn't worth that much. It is actually worth $26. And every other figure, they made 4 different Hair Bears, every other one is worth more than this figure, and they're all limited to less or equal. Like the yellow Hair Bear is $36, the blue Hair Bear is $28, and the brown one is $55. This one here being the rarest and the cheapest. I don't understand why. I could see this one at least going to maybe, I want to say, $30, $40, maybe even $55 like the brown Hair Bear is. I don't know why this one's so cheap because they only literally have 750 of this figure. I actually got this one out of a mystery box a long time ago, so it was cool that I have this one. And I don't really mind that it's not worth that much. It's not like I paid like $200 for it or anything like that. I just think because it's so rare and they didn't make very many of them, this one should be worth a lot more. Here we've got Odie. Now this one is from Garfield, if you guys don't know, and Garfield is the cat that loves lasagna, but he has a counterpart, Odie. Now, Odie is one that not as many people probably know about. When you think of Garfield, you think of just Garfield. I know there is Garfield and Odie in a lot of the comic strips and movies and stuff like that, especially A Tale of Two Kitties. Both of them were in that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That one might have just been Garfield, but in the first movie, anyways, I don't know why I'm talking about the live-action movies, but Garfield and Odie was in that. Doesn't matter. Anyways, point is, this one here is worth $8. The Garfield ones, I mean, okay, so the common one is worth $6, but there is the flocked one worth $23, and the Funko Shop exclusive with the I Hate Mondays mug worth $31. This one being $8, and I don't think they're going to make another Odie. That's what I'm trying to get at here. They're making a bunch of Garfields. They've now made 3 of them, but Odie, he's been left alone and they've only made 1 of them. So I feel like this one here, if they keep making more Garfields, people are going to start to want Odie. And if this one, you know, just starts to go off shelves, you don't see him anymore, people are going to be like, well, I do want Odie, so maybe he'll get a little bit more expensive that way. I don't know how much more expensive, maybe 20, 30 bucks, I'm not exactly sure, but I do feel like this one will get more expensive because Odie is a secondary character, not like Garfield, where Garfield, you could probably have an infinite amount of different Garfield ones. Like even like Garfield with like a fork and a knife, and then he's got a bib on with maybe like lasagna on it or something like that, or he's even holding a plate of lasagna. But Odie is just kind of Odie. He's cute, he's lovable, but I don't think they can make another character besides a flocked one. They did make a flocked Garfield, I could maybe see that, but other than a flocked character, you're probably not getting any more Odies. Alright guys, so the next one I want to talk about here is a line that I was really excited about, but I feel like these ones are going to get expensive because this is The Simpsons. Now, they made 4 characters originally, which were Homer Simpson, Marge, Krusty, and Bart. Now, those 4 they did not make again for the new wave. They didn't do new sculpts for them. They made different characters to go with it, like Homer Moo Moo or Bartman. But when it comes down to it, they made a Maggie, a Lisa, a Grandpa Simpson. They also made, who else do we have here? I've got the list here. We've got Mr. Burns, as well as Moe, and Radioactive Man, and then Bartman as well. There was some other ones that were like exclusives, like Millhouse and stuff like that, but this one I want to talk about here is like kind of like the main family. So I feel like these ones here will get more expensive because if you're gonna have the original ones, maybe you have the original ones, and you know, these ones start to kind of, you know, teeter off at the stores. They don't sell them too much there anymore because, you know, they're an older line. I feel like you're gonna want to pick these ones up because let me tell you how much the original ones are. Krusty the Clown is $240. I just saw Homer. He is worth $320, Marge is $250, and Bart is $310. So all of those ones are super expensive, and I could totally see those ones getting like way higher, maybe even like $400 to $500 because of these ones here. Now these ones made those ones more expensive, so now I feel like in the future these ones are going to become more expensive because as these ones don't go to stores anymore, you're going to want to complete your whole set, maybe even get more of these ones. I don't know. I just feel like if you wanted to complete the entire Simpsons set, you're going to want to get these ones, so they're going to get more expensive. Alright, so this next figure that I'm going to be talking about here is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now this one here is one that I could totally see getting more expensive because this is the metallic one that I'm showing off for right now. But this one is already at $28 and it's gone up since it came out. I remember for a while there it was like $5 to $10 just because the t-shirts were there. They came in a bundle, right? So it was this pop and then a t-shirt. It came in like a little like arcade box, but it was just made out of cardboard. But still, this one right here was super cheap for a while. They were on sale. But then since the new movie came out with Sonic, this one has gone up in price. It seems like Funko hasn't gotten a license for the new movie, so this one and the older ones are getting more expensive. The original Sonic the Hedgehog is $80 now, and all of the newer ones are like, you know, $10 to $30. This one being the most expensive, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's the Super Sonic the Hedgehog. That one's worth $32, but other than that, they're pretty much about this price. But I could totally see this one being more expensive just because they didn't make any for the new movie. This next pop that I want to talk about here, guys, is Ahsoka from Star Wars Rebels, as well as Star Wars The Clone Wars. There's two different ones here. Well, there's actually 4 different figures, but from 2 different shows. Now, this one here, I'm just using this as an example again, because there is 4 different ones. I'm only using this one because this one was the one that I could find, but this is the holographic Ahsoka. Now, this one here is worth $26, but the reason I think this one's going to get more expensive than it is already, because all of them, this one's the cheapest actually at $26, but then there's the 2 from the Clone Wars, I believe it is, at $30 and $32, and then there's the other one from Rebels at $41. So all of these here are getting more expensive, and I think this is because they've announced that she's going to be in the new Season 2 for The Mandalorian. So until they make a character for Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, these ones are going to keep climbing, and I feel like until they announce that figure, this one is going to be maybe like $60, $70, I don't know. But anyways, I think maybe not this one get more expensive. I think the original ones will, but this one is climbing as well, now at $26. I remember for the longest time, this one was like maybe $15, $16, something like that. So it's already gone up a little bit, and I feel like it can go up way more because of the new season of Mandalorian. Here's one that I grabbed from The Office. Now, a lot of the pops from The Office line are getting more expensive. This one here, though, is Date Mike. Now, the reason I picked this one is because it's one that's exclusive to Go Games and Toys. I don't know why it was exclusive to there. I guess it's Date Mike. It doesn't really make sense why it was exclusive to there, but I don't mind as long as I got the figure. So this one here is worth $21, but the reason I put this one on the list is because there's way more figures in The Office line that are worth way more than this. Like, let me go through them here. 3-Hole Punch Jim is worth $70. Dwight Schrute holding the bobblehead of himself is $40, well $39. Recyclops does not have a price yet, but I'm expecting that one to be a little bit higher as well. We also have Dwight Schrute with blonde hair at $28, and we've got Prison Mike at $33. Dwight Schrute with the surgical mask, or the, you know, the CPR mask, is at $65, as well as Jim Halpert as Dwight at $28. So all of those figures are much higher than this one is. I know this one's at $21, but because it's a weird exclusive, it's Go Games and Toys, it's not like it's like Target or Walmart or something like that where you could find it there. Like, it's really hard to even find figures when you go to these stores. They have a little section, so to find their exclusive would be probably even harder. I could see this one, maybe, okay, so the most expensive one is the 3-Hole Punch Jim at $70. I don't think it's going to get that expensive, but I could totally see this one getting up to maybe like $40 to $50. Alright guys, so this next one that I want to talk about here, and the last one that I want to talk about, is the 10-inch Charmander. Now the reason I want to talk about this one is because the 10-inch ones are getting kind of expensive, but this one is a little bit on the lower side of the more expensive figures. So let me go through these here. Eevee is worth $37, okay? We have the 10-inch Squirtle at $42, and then if we go to the next page of the Funko app here, we've got the Bulbasaur is at $60, and then this one's down at $40. So I feel like this one, Eevee, and maybe Squirtle can get more expensive. I don't want to put Pikachu into this kind of little category here because Pikachu's worth about like $35, I think it is right now. And yeah, they're probably going to be making a lot more Pikachus. Like, we already have 4 Pikachus if we include that one. So I feel like the more Pokemon that they're actually going to be making, the less they're going to be making of the original 3. Like I said, with Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and Charmander. So this one might be the only other Charmander we get besides the flocked one and the original one, where Pikachu has already got 4 figures. This one's got 3. And with the Bulbasaur one getting more expensive, the original Bulbasaur pop is worth $26. I don't know why that is. That was the second figure they made after Pikachu, so maybe that's why. But a lot of the Pokemon figures are getting more expensive already. Eevee's already worth $30. I do have Eevee, and I just did get the new wave as well, and there's still a bunch more coming. So with them already making like another Pikachu, there's a 5th one coming out, which is Angry Pikachu. Then there's Rattata, we've got Cubone, I've got Mewtwo 10-inch on pre-order, Growlithe is coming out, Vulpix, Mr. Mime, Pichu, Mewtwo, so many different ones coming out. I feel like they're not going to make as many of the original ones, and so I feel like the 10-inch ones are just going to keep shooting up in price because of that. Alright guys, so that was my list of 10 figures that I feel like are going to get more expensive, and I mean some of them have better answers than others, but I do feel like in my head all of these could get a higher price value in the future. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, or if there's any pops that you think are worth too little and should be worth more, let me know, because I feel like there are a bunch more. I had some others on this list, but I felt like they weren't as strong of an answer that I could think of than these ones here. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more from me in the future, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that. But this has been an episode of Top Pops, Popsters. Thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.